All right, good morning, tribe, and welcome to the donut shop at the beginning of the world. I am your proprietor, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbruggen, hanging out here in Ravenscar. It's a little hot, it's a little humid, but I missed being out here in the garden, so here we are. You can hear the birds having at it. There's a lot of birds. There's some over there too, but anyway, wow. After yesterday, it was good morning. Lots going on. Hopefully you saw the different, like the shortwave radio thing and the holly tree show and all that. I liked yesterday's format. Hey, good morning, Missy. It's always good to say good morning to you. Serenity. Hey, Serenity. So yeah. Cool. Wazoo's here. Robert Jones. Good morning. Blue Jay. That's a Blue Jay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard the Chirpy. It's more the screechy Blue Jay. I don't know if the Blue Jay has been moved in and drove Chirpy off or what. I wouldn't be surprised because Blue Jays are kind of the jerks of the plant world, the bird world. Yeah. So yesterday, it would be cool if I had kept a link up so you could, if you wanted to learn about shortwave radio, you could pop over there and get a shortwave 101 sort of thing. I remember what I was saying. I liked how I did the Merriweather's World last night, where I was just focused on one plant. I think there will be more like that. Possibly next week, thinking grapes and grapevines. That could be interesting. Hey, good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Mike. So, yeah. So here I am this morning, drinking gobs and gobs of coffee. Yeah, Brad. Yep. Blue Jays are thugs. Thug life didn't, or was it? They didn't choose thug life. Thug life chose them. So lots going on. So those of you paying attention to Medicine Man Plant Co., we got product in. It's in the house. I didn't want to bring it out here. We're still having problems with the email notifications when orders come in. So I'm going to be fighting with that today, make sure everything is set up. So, when you order stuff, we can actually be alerted and send it to you. Whoops. Hey, Mike. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, you can always watch it later. But thank you. I find some of the best ways to learn things is to be forced to teach others about it. But okay, CQ. Okay, that means CQ. That makes sense. Like a lot of the lingo, I don't have an Elmer to teach me, so everything I'm learning it's from books and articles and YouTube videos, and so trying to figure out what is the important stuff. For me, it was more, okay, what do I need to do so I don't break the law, that sort of thing. So, and the lingo is a whole nother aspect of it. So, oh, cool. You're gonna get it's really neat, Serenity. You'll like it. Hey, Chirpy. Julie says good morning. Good morning, tribe. Good morning, Kimberlyn. Good morning, Dion, sorry. Yeah, I thought that was cool. So, yeah, I think next week I'm looking at grapes as the subject because there's a lot of information and misinformation and useful information on grapes. And there's still grapes around. Wow, lots of birds. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, that's the little sparrowy type things popping around. Oh, Carrie, I would say go with the foraging bandana. I think that would whet people's appetite, and then they would go forward and get the book. But really, both are good. It's whichever you want to go with. But I think, well, that's a toughie. I'm trying to think, like the average person who doesn't really know anything about foraging. Actually, in that case, I guess my book would be a better choice. But I just find bandanas so dang useful that I have them everywhere, in my car, in my pack, in my desk, everywhere. So, and I'm just a bandana fan. So that's usually my first choice. But yeah, I think really, especially for people who have no knowledge of foraging, definitely the book. Oh, cool, Mike. So you were doing all that sort of stuff I was talking about last night. And the Doppler directional finder to find the illegal broadcasters. Cool. Mike, how long was the Skywarn spotter class? I'm starting to remember. It seemed like it was actually a fairly large commitment of time, and so it's one of the reasons I haven't done it yet. But it may have changed or something since the last time I looked at it. But okay, so Skywarn, for those of you who don't know, in the ham radio world, Skywarn, these are the people that are amateur or just regular people with ham radio licenses that have been taught how to identify meteorological weather events through study of the sky and the winds and things like that. They're the ones that are out on the ground reporting back into the National Weather Service and the local TV stations and so forth. Tornado's been spotted, or watch out for this, watch out for that. So they're kind of a early warning system for bad weather. So, above and beyond Doppler radar and things of that nature. And then the squirrels, those are people who are using the ham radios illegally, either breaking the rules of broadcast. Well, I guess breaking the rules of broadcasting. There are specific things you can and cannot do as a ham radio operator. And if you start breaking that, the FCC comes down hard on you. And so they have ways of finding you. Hey, good morning, Susan. Good morning, Curtis. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Wolf. Wow, from Maine. Oh, raspberries. Raspberries. I was so bummed. So I was up in Minnesota, see my mom a few weeks ago, and one raspberry had turned ripe before I left. The rest were still, not ripe. And I had that one raspberry, and it's like, oh, it's like down here in Texas, we have the blackberry and the dewberry, and they're in the same genus. But there's the flavor of the raspberry is very well. It's blackberry flavor, but it also has this other aspect to it that I can't really describe. We'll say strawberry-ish. Like if you took a blackberry and the sweetest strawberry, sweetest, not Swedish, sweetest strawberry you've ever had, and kind of blend them together. There was a raspberry farm outside of town, and occasionally I have to go and pick raspberries for them. But yeah, good stuff. But Maine, how'd you hear about this? Oops, hey, uncommon bees. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know. Just text me and I can be available. Let's see. Actually, I'm not really. Okay, so an electronics test engineer. So you have the deep fundamental. Ooh, bug, little tiny bug. Apparently it flies. Yeah. So the top level of ham radio, it's really the electronics engineering, deep understanding, building your own stuff, sort of thing. Maybe someday I'll get there, but it requires me to not do other things, which I don't see happening. So we'll see. Hey, Wade. Good to see you. Hey, Mira, haven't seen you in a while. April, good morning. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I can believe that. So bandanas, chopping cotton. Oh, wow, it's only 2 hours? I'm going to have to look back into that. So the Skywarn, to get the meteorological training, apparently only 2 hours. Very cool. And I said during Hurricane Harvey, I was driving around reporting in via ham radio to Transtar the different roads that were flooded in Houston. Oh, this looks cool, Carrie. Part of the Coco-Rahus. Volunteer weather watcher, record my total range for scientists. Cool. Yeah, I've been wanting to get like one of those digital rain or well weather stations with the wind direction and humidity and all that feeds into the computer. But again, I'd rather spend my money on other things. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Hey, good morning, Chris. Good morning, Robert. Ooh, Maine blueberries are in. Blueberries are kind of. I think we're right at the very end, or have ended a few weeks ago. The blueberries around in East Texas. So, oh yeah, okay. Here's the thing for you Houstonians and areas, people in this area. It's really looking like the tropical storm is going to hit us starting Friday and through Saturday. They're predicting a level 2 flood situation. So level 1 is just heavy rains. Level 2 is when some of the feeders start flooding, some of the roads start flooding, but generally people's houses are okay. And then up to level 5. 5 would be, like the huge floodings we had with the hurricanes, Harvey and all that. So be prepared for lots of rain, quite possibly coming in. The storm is going to pass west. Supposedly the storm is going to pass west of Houston, which puts us on the wet side. So if you have the center of the storm and the storms rotate like so. So let's say this green part is the Gulf of Mexico. And so actually technically it'd be, yeah, like so. Okay, so the storms rotate like so. If you see the green bar here where Susan Horvey's name is, if that's the Gulf of Mexico, so it sweeps all the moisture off the Gulf of, oops. Man, this is hard doing things backwards. Okay. Yeah, so it sweeps all the moisture off, dumps it in this area, and by the time it gets over here, it's dry. So things west of the center are going to be dry. Things east of the center are going to be wet, and it's looking like Houston is on the east side of the storm. So get ready for rain. Black caps, mushrooms. Let's see, what else we got here? Yeah, as long as your neighbor's okay with it. The fig tree grows well from cuttings. So we'll walk my yard here. So trying not to shine the camera in the sun. Okay, so here is my fig tree. Boom. And then we're going over to this other spot. And I wanted a fig tree closer to the house. So I took a branch. I did it back in the winter, but just took the branch, a bare branch, and stuck it in the ground here. And it's growing quite nicely. So yeah, with the fig trees are very good at just growing when you stick them in the ground. Now is not the best time of year to do it. Let's see here if I can. Trying not to. Wow. Oh well, we're gonna have funky sunbands. Yeah, so you're better off, Aaron, waiting until the fall. With the really hot weather is gone, and then take a stample then. Traditionally and generally what's considered best for the tree is wait until the leaves have dropped. So late fall, early winter, and then take a cutting and stick it in the soil wherever you want to grow. And it will have all winter to kind of harden off, start producing roots. And so it has a good root system in place for when the hot, dry summer weather comes. Hey, good morning, Tricia. Wow, you were able to grow raspberries down here in Texas? I was unsuccessful. You know what? I'm going to move over just a little bit more. I don't know. We'll do. Wow, that's weird looking. Or maybe it's just me who's weird looking. I don't know. I don't care. Hose. Okay, there we go. There. Whoops, there's where we had been doing the show. Okay. So yeah, I've tried doing some raspberries down here, but they just wouldn't last. So I don't know. Cool that you got them. Say, hey, Wolf. Hey, Stacy. Good to see. Oh, Stacy. Okay. Well, not that I have anything specifically for you, Stacy, but mentioning finally coming back for a bit. Tribe. Right now, Tina Marie, the lady going back to college and all that. She is doing her math assessment test here in just a few minutes, and she's panicking and freaking out. And so let's just send her good energy to help her with that, and that she'll do well and stay calm and won't go into a panic over the math. Okay, Tina, all that calm energy that just sent your way, harness it. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Tammy. Oh, cool. Chris Holkett, the dad used to do weather spotting for volunteer fire department. Neat. Oh, this is cool. So yeah, the South Texas balloon launch, where they send up the weather balloons. I read something recently that the weather service, due to like budget cuts or something, isn't sending weather balloons up much anymore, and that they're mainly relying on satellites and things of that nature. But we'll see. But yeah, I'd love to do the weather balloons. And there's the big thing with another thing ham radio operators can get involved in is experimental balloon launches. So some of the giant weather balloons, they can get right up to the edge of space, and so they become a common experimental test platform for a lot of high school science projects. And so high schoolers will build some device and launch it in a balloon way up to the edge of space. To legally do that, they need a tracking device on it, not just a GPS, but something that then transmits the GPS coordinates, which is done on ham radio. So they need a licensed ham radio operator to be part of the launch group. And so if you know someone that's doing that, that's really cool. I've volunteered my services several times, but I've never been called for that. They've had other people. Oh, I bet it's okay. So Mira's mentioning her parents up in New Jersey, her mom up in New Jersey has a weather station. I bet it's fun when you're down here in Texas in the winter and it's like 78 degrees here and it's -2 there. On my phone, I have the weather for all the different places I've lived around the world, and it's always fun to compare the temperatures. Let's see. That makes sense. Here you go. Shortcuts to conversations. Yeah, I can believe it. Unless you're talking to my dad. I wonder if, hey, Dad, are you here today? Love you, Dad. He likes to talk during the summer how wonderful the weather is up in Minnesota and how bad it is down here. And I can't really argue with him about that. So, here's a great question. So, thoughts on weather modification? Please, humans, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, hello, bird. There is, sorry. Okay, I'm going to get back to you, Sherry. But there is a bird I've never seen before eating some of my sunflower seeds. It's like a red-headed sparrow. And it's right in the sun, so I can't turn the camera. Okay, anyway, very neat. Weather modification, my thoughts on that. So the weather is a chaotic system, which means a little tweak here can have all sorts of huge unforeseen ramifications elsewhere. So no matter how good our computers and our brains are, oh, squirrel, man, this is just wildlife city back here today. I'm glad I came out. Mockingbird, hey, Chirpy, what are you doing, Chirpy? Anyway, so any little small tweaks can have huge unforeseen ramifications. And so my theory is just let nature do its thing. and try not to tweak it, because there's a very, very good chance the results will be nothing like what we planned, and probably in a way that kills lots and lots and lots of people. So yeah. Now, even seeding clouds, hitting them with the silver iodide and so forth to trigger rain, that now I'm second guessing myself, because that would be considered weather modification, and in the past I've always thought as a way of helping droughts and trigger that. This is a question, Sherry, that needs lots of beer to answer, because there are good sides and bad sides, and I'd have to really sit and ponder for a while. My first reaction, initial reaction, is don't do it because of the unforeseen effects, especially if you're trying to modify weather on a global or even continental scale. Just because whatever happens, we don't know. And there's another squirrel. Hello, squirrels. What are you doing, squirrel? Just passing through. Okay. All right. Sorry, easily distracted, but you all knew that a long time ago. Oh, here we go. Okay, Dubai is cloud seeding like crazy. Well, they're in a desert, yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. All right, the balloon launch team group, I'm assuming that's a BLT, isn't either bacon, lettuce, tomato group, is experimental tinker toys sent off. Okay. So the BLT, so that's like a national organization that helps launch these balloons, I assume, Mike? I need to look into that. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, don't poke the bear. That is very good. That is Chirpy level wisdom right there. If something can eat you, don't feed it. Listen, okay, so meteorologists say cloud seeding doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, so I think, screwing up something as important as the weather and a system that, like I said, is so chaotic and that little tweaks can have huge effects, unforeseen effects, we're just better off letting nature do its thing. I think we're better off learning how to predict it, and then also build an infrastructure that is more readily, equipped to deal with the occasional outlier storms and droughts and things like that. And of course, here's everyone wants something. Who gets to choose? And especially if you're affecting weather that, if you make it rain in an area because it hasn't been raining there, that means the water isn't going to go somewhere else. And so you run into international laws and boundaries and all that sort of thing. I remember they used to say the World War III would be fought over water, like the demand for clean water. And I can kind of believe that. And so if you are stealing another country's rain, that's going to lead to all sorts of, bad ramifications. University of Tennessee. This is cool. University of Tennessee has a very active balloon launch team. That is neat. We need like a dad's group of crazy dad balloon launch. Crazy CDBL. Yeah, there we go. And of course, moms are welcome too. But we get together and build funky ass electronic devices and launch them from balloons. That would be fun. I would make time for that. Ugh. All right, and drink. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Because you get to build stuff, and I'm constantly waking up in the middle of the night and going, oh, so the Tinkercad. Let me throw this. If you I have no no relationship with them other than I use them. So what Tinkercad is you can build 3D objects, download the 3D printer plans for it, and then send it off. If you have a 3D printer, you can print it on your home. There are companies that will print out the material or print out the design. You send them for relatively cheap. So like right now I'm working on some solar distillation doohickeys that I'm really excited about, and then hopefully I will be able to talk Wazoo Survival into selling them. We'll see. No pressure on you, Nick, but yeah. Let's see, Jennifer, more info on what? I guess balloons, 3D printing, weather modification, a bunch of dads just sitting around drinking beer, and slapping electronics and high voltage items to balloons and launching them into the sky. The other thing I always wanted to do was the Amateur Rocketry Association, or whatever it was called, where they're launching the big ass rockets. But because of terrorist threats and so forth, those have pretty much all been shut down because apparently, the government doesn't like people having access to missile technology that could, carry, 20 pounds of explosives, let's say, somewhere. So yeah, a lot of the big giant amateur rocketry stuff seems to be down. Like I said, no pressure, Nick. See, I don't have any time left in the day, but the night is still, there's at least 2 or 3 hours there that are going unused. So we'll see. Oh, and there's coffee. Oh, man. My goal is to become stinking rich so I have time to do all these crazy ass projects. Ooh, what's this? Oh, rocket mail delivery. That would be cool. Launching a rocket with mail. Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble. I still don't know if Dad is here or not. But so I used to make the small model rockets, and I figured out how to mount one on my car. So, and I had a button to launch it and all that, and I had to take it off, unfortunately. There's apparently launching model rockets at other people's cars is considered illegal. So, So the rocket mail delivery wasn't really successful. That's a bummer. I think we need more rockets. Ooh, there's some good ones out there. There's some that are basically a long parabolic mirror carry, and then a tube that sits inside it, and you put your food in the tube, and it cooks. And so the whole thing, it's a little bit bigger than a loaf of bread, but it can hold, probably like 2 quarts of food, which is pretty good. Oops. Okay. Knowledgeable foragers in the Northeast New England area. So that is mainly Steve Wildman Brill, his area. For New York, there is also there are several women that teach, but most of them are New York based, New York City based. So now more the New England, outside of New York City, I don't know of anyone. Yeah, just in New York City itself. Garrison Keeler and Leo Cowdy say, hey, Garrison. Still molesting women, Garrison? Okay, let's see. Yep, Mara said that. Let's see. Okay, ooh, here's a good thing. So, like I said, we're having problems. The email system connection between Amazon and us is still wonky. And even though you know, the stuff is at Amazon, and Amazon will be shipping it out. We need the email for inventory reasons, so we need to know right now if we run out. The thing that Amazon uses to tell us we need to get more to them is not working. So we want to make sure that is working, and that is the plan for today, is to probably spend most of the day on hold with Amazon until, you know, sometime around 5:30 we finally get through and they go, oh, and click a switch and everything works. So I'm thinking maybe Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those days. So early next week, we will do the mass rush to Amazon and order the product. So, hey, Holly, good morning from Navasota. I haven't been to Navasota since my oil field days. We had a yard up there, Baker Hughes. Cool. Yep. Ordering will take place. And like I said, I want everyone to order it on the same day, so it just shoots it up in the Amazon ranking. Game the system, hate the game, not the gamer. Hate the play, not the whatever. Yeah, thank you, Sherry, for the good vibes. It's so here's the thing about Amazon. It is focused on making the buyer happy. They want the buyer to have the best possible situation. And so they make the sellers jump through all sorts of hoops and do all this sort of stuff to ensure that the buyer has the, you know, the best experience and the best products and, you know, all that sort of thing. And as a person who buys a lot of stuff from Amazon, I'm thankful for that. But now that I am trying to sell on Amazon, I'm seeing there's a downside to this. But I still I would rather have it difficult and have, you know, the Amazon doing all the vetting of us they are doing, because when we make it through, I know you guys are going to have the best experience too. But we're still getting that set up with Amazon, and it hasn't been easy. Yeah, hate the game, not the player. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, it is 7:59. I need to finish my coffee and head off to my boss's place. So again, good morning. Have a great day, Tina Marie. We're all rooting there for you with this math test assessment thing. And otherwise, just and of course, like I said, Houstonian people, get ready for the storm. Looks like Friday, Saturday, there could be some minor level flooding, feeder roads, stuff like that, according to the latest weather reports. All right, everyone, great day. Excuse me. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. And broadcast. Oops. You have to press end broadcast twice.